estudyante pa lang ako, graduating sa kolehiyo ng edukasyon. At nung panahon na yon ay masasabi ko na hindi ako isang aktivista nung panahon na yon. Hindi pa ako aktivista. Karaniwan lang akong estudyante, unorganized. Ibig sabihin, hindi ako miyembro ng ganito o ganoong mga samahan na progresibo. Isang walang kamalay-malay sa mga nangyari, puro aral lang ang inaatupag. Ganyan ang aking description sa akin sarili ng time na mangyari ang napaka-historic na Diliman Commune. At ito naman talaga yung magbubukas din sa aking isip kung anong mga nangyayari. At ako din ay kasapi ng Diliman-wide organization ng mga estudyante na ang pangalan ng samahan namin. Tagal na ito, panahon pa ni Teodoro Agoncillo. Kapisanan ng Panitikang Pilipino.
Pumasok ako noong 1965. Initially, si Carlos P. Romulo pa yung presidente, pero sa bandang huli, by 1969, si Salvador P. Lopez na ang presidente. Pumasok ako na prom-D, kaya UPSCA ang aking organisasyon. Karamihan sa mga taga-probinsya, kinakabahan sa UP kasi nga magiging komunista daw kayo dito. Kaya ang aming sandalan ay ang simbahan. Pero sa kalagayan ng UP noon, sa kalagayan ng bayan, sa kalagayan ng buong mundo, remember, this was 66, 67, 68, ito yung panahon ng Beatles, ito yung panahon ng yay, 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 a go-go. No? Panahon talaga ng worldwide na protesta dahil sa Vietnam War, dahil sa women's movement, dahil sa civil rights movement. So ang ferment talaga sa Universidad ng Pilipinas ay napakalakas. It was so good to be a student here.
Because of the Marcos dictatorship, because of the gross human rights violation that was happening in the country, most of us students in the university were looking for organizations to support and to use that as an advocacy tool. It was actually Judy Tagiwalo who recruited me to be a member of the SDK. So I still remember Judy coming to my dorm and saying, "You come with me," because we are both from Bacolod. And then the other part of my joining the SDK, it was I who invited Ben Cervantes to join. While Susan, Judy, and I, we've known each other way back then during our student days. So we were all part of this event that took place because of our membership to the SDK, but more importantly, also because, we were really involved in the student politics as well as the national politics of that time, which was really an anti-dictatorship movement. Yeah.
On my third year of college, I was recruited by two of my friends to be a member of the Samahang Demokratikong Kabataan, the SDK. But I don't think I ever signed the form. Although I did attend may mga lectures si Sixto Carlos noon at si Mon Sanchez doon sa grandstand sa may Vincent's Hall. And then I also sumama din ako sa Learning from the People Drive ni Sixto, ni June Carlos. So siya yung siya ang I think ang nag-initiate noon. Pumunta kami sa Hala-Hala. Ngayon, doon ako naka-Engkwentro for the first time ng mga magsasaka at mangingisda.
Umaga, galing sa College of Education, naglakad ako, makita ko ng second floor, pumunta sa Palmo, akyat, second floor kasi doon ang klase ko. Yun na nga, nagkakagulo, ang hatakan ng mga desk at saka bagsak na bagsak dun so pagdating sa gitna sa lobby, di ba, bagsak, sigawan, ay, ano nangyayari dito? Kasi ganun ako walang kaalam-alam. Tapos, nung nakita ko yung isang kaklase ko sa history, kwento-kwento. Yan, nalaman ko na hindi mo ba alam may nangyari sa Quezon Hall. So, syempre, nung time na yon, mukhang wala naman kaming klase na, magulo na. Sumama na ako sa kanya, sabi ko, naging usisera ako, pumunta ako dun sa harap ng Quezon Avenue. Tapos nakita ko na nga yung barikada.
Sa amin sa residence hall, sa Sampaguita, talagang we were trying to, anticipate yung baka kung ano naman ang maari pang gawin, ano. So there was information na baka pasukin yung mga dorms. I was asked by the organization to help the residents prepare for any eventuality.
Pumasok ang Quezon City Police led by na kapangalan si General Karingal and attacked the university. I was in the dorm then sa Sampaguita ako. Pinasok kami doon, no? Pinasok ang iba't ibang mga dorms, winasak ang mga barikada, armed ang mga pulis, no? Tapos nawalan ng mga gamit ang mga ka-dorm mates doon. So lalong ang matinding indignation.
Is it true that the raw materials in the chemistry laboratory, which are intended for experiments in the chemical laboratory classes, were being used by these elements to make bombs?
No, only quitties for fireworks, Mr. President. I would not take them very seriously. These are what we use for fiestas, for coronation.
There is really an area in AS where all the Molotovs and the pillbox are being made. And not everybody can join there. You just don't do pillbox and Molotovs right there on the street. It's really an organized process. So you get the bottle, you put the gasoline inside, you not too full. And then you put a little bit of motor oil. The role of women were very in tandem with the men. We were hand in hand there in the barricade. It was the gender dimension of that was not existing. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you're a man, I'm a woman. We don't think like that at that point in time. What we were thinking is who is still in the Balara entrance, who is still in the University Avenue entrance, who is still there. Kung wala, kulang, okay, kayo, who will volunteer? So, women or men would definitely volunteer.
Hati kasi kami sa mga trabaho. May gumagawa ng mga armas, kagaya ng mga Molotov cocktails, may mga nagsusulat ng mga manifesto na kung saan aming sinicirculate, no? Amongst the students sa mga klase. Itong mga manifestong to, hindi ko malilimutan, ay nakasulat sa brown paper na nire-reproduce namin by mimeograph.
The feeling was tremendous. I love that feeling of being part of a liberation movement and being part of a liberated area. You feeling like a leader that is making a difference because andun ka mismo. You are right there, and technically, you're supposed to be ready to die in case they attack. But none of us were ready to die. We all wanted to live.
Sa totoo lang, wala akong pangamba Enjoy nga ako nung nangyayari yun Hindi ko maintindihan, pero wala akong katakutan. Wala akong fear. Wala akong takot. Parang napaka-confident ko na safe kami sa loob ng campus. Pag ikaw naman karaniwang estudyante, hindi ka pa naapektuhan yan. Napakamanhid mo naman. O kaya mahina ang ulo mo. Diba? Ganyan lang ang tingin ko dyan.
Actually, aside from teaching, starting in June 1969, I became a contributor to graphic magazine, and my coverage was the student beat. Now, that was aside from taking my MA. As a contributor to graphic magazine on the student beat, of course, whatever was happening with students was my responsibility. And I was at home. Nasa bahay ako noon. Narinig ko na may nangyari. Tapos, pumunta ako ng ano. Kaya sumugod ako. Pumunta ako ng UP. Para malaman kung ano nangyari. At activist instinct din na pumunta ako. Immediately, nung pumasok ako at nakita ko sila, merong na confiscate na taxi. And pinalayas na nila yung driver. And they didn't know what to do with the taxi. It so happened that I knew how to drive. So they asked me to drive. Tapos din-drive namin yung taxi with a megaphone. May dala-dalang megaphone. Yung mga lalaki. Din-drive namin sa residential area. At doon, nag-anunsyo kami na sumama na sa Diliman Commune. Okay. Diliman Commune na ang tawag noon.
Some cases, when there's an availability, we also put some broken bottles or anything like that, and then you wrap the cloth, yeah? And then you sort of make it into a knot and make sure that the cloth is tight inside the mouth of the bottle. So sometimes we would cover it, we would put some paper to strengthen it so that it doesn't leak. So, everybody, kayo dyan sa labas, tulungan nyo kami, gumawa kayo ng molotov. Kagaya ng ginagawa namin mga kababaihan dito. But actually, Concha and I just joined a group of our male colleagues who was making molotov. And so we started the whole day. I remember it was like non-stop making molotov for like hours. So, and the molotov we would do in the AS, we'll brought to the different sections of the Diliman Commune.
Tapos makikita na namin, ay pala ginagawa ng mga babae. Yung mga babae tagapulot ng mga bote na basyo. Dinadala namin yun doon sa pavilion kung saan ginagamit ng mga taga-physics at saka chem yata, yung gumagawa ng mga molotov cocktail, yung mga bote nilalagyan nila. Ngayon, yun lang ang papel namin mga babae. At least yung mga nakasama ko, tagapulot lang kami. Tapos lakad-lakad kami dyan sa harap ng faculty center, bali-balita, kapakikibalita, ganon nangyayari.
I was on the intercom again, and then I said, I think na there's a presence of police sa University Avenue. So I announced sa intercom na maybe we should lock our rooms, basain na yung mga blankets na yon and hang it on the windows. I said, please, I choose to remain. Kasi sabi ko, I cannot leave my colleagues dito sa ganitong klaseng situation.
Ito po ang BPUP, ang malayang radyo ng malayang ng demokratikong komunidad ng Diliman.
Ang ginawa namin ni Julie, we prepared a basket na may konting food, and then may rope, and sabi namin paano namin ito papadala kay Toto Cruz. Pero yun na nga, we found a way. Sabi namin, dito na lang tayo dumaan sa fire escape. So, yun, inakyat namin yun.
Does your honor believe that it is a proper and correct exercise of one's right of peaceful demonstration to use such government property or property of the state university for the purpose of putting these barricades?
Is it proper to put up barricades? Well, if it is merely for the plain capricho, yes, it is wrong. But if you use these barricades to symbolize the struggle against feudalism, imperialism, or fascism, then it is a little investment, Mr. President, to awaken the latent mass of our people and again, to borrow their words, to speed up their politicization.
I think a lot of students got radicalized after the Diliman Commune. It triggered activism after that. And that is one factor that should be recognized. That people said this is the way to, we have to really address this issue. This is about the dictatorship. This is about human rights violation. This is about summary execution and killing of activists and that sort of thing. Many of us just drop out of school after that. And it really radicalized the student movement in Manila. And it affected all the students in other provinces in the country. And so once you light the cloth, because you have to light the cloth before you throw the Molotov. I think one of the best things for me in terms of experience was really making a Molotov cocktail and pillbox during the Diliman Commune. And that was really a fascinating experience, because we felt that we are creating the weapon that could stop the enemy from entering the Diliman Commune.
As Dean Malay said, these are days of glory. I agree with that talaga. I really felt, empowered sa ganong time na yon. After the Diliman Commune, sasabi ko nga ito sa really my baptism of fire. I decided to go full time into cultural work.
Well, right after the Diliman Commune, mabilis na ang sitwasyon para sa akin. Kasi after that, talagang nag-all out na ako. My analysis was that things will not change. So, nagsunod-sunod ang mga pangyayari dahil sa Diliman Commune. Pero na-foresee ko na yon in the latter part of 1970, not my personal circumstances, but what would happen to the country. And so by August 1971, Marcos already suspended the writ of habeas corpus.
Yung karanasan ko sa Diliman Commune, yun na kapag nagbigay sa akin ng pagkakataon, mag-isip, bakit ba ginagawa ito ng mga estudyante? Siyempre, during that time naman, ang dami-dami mga discussion sa AS steps Bago pa man nag-Diliman Commune, sinabi ko nga, ang alaala ko ng AS steps ay parang Plaza Miranda Okay? Ang dami-daming sila Valpingel, si Nino Aquino, si Doming Landicho. Ako, lagi nag-lecture yan dyan sa steps, depende sa issue. Okay? So doon na nagsimula, unti-unti na namulat ako. Ang Diliman Commune ang nagbukas ng pinto. At mula doon ako ay naging mag-aaral na ng kasaysayan at politika bilang isang guro na nagtuturo ng wikang Filipino, ng mga GE courses, ng PI 100, ng Rizal course, so magsalita ng nasyonalismo, mga mahal sa bayan, naglilingkod sa mga sambayanan. So, lahat yan.
Bigas at karapatan, sahod at katarungan, kalusugan at kasarinlan, tahanan at kalayaan, sigaw ng kababaihan.
Pang-aapi ay wakasan!
Doble ang pagkaalipin sa lipunan, ang piling ng batas sa atin ay laban. Pinupusabos parang bagay sang manyikang laruan. Sa krisis pangkabuhayan, unang tinatamaan ang babae.
Babae! Babae! Babae!
Bigas at karapatan, sahod at katarungan, kalusugan at kasarinlan, tahanan at kalayaan, sigaw ng kababaihan.
Pang-aapi ay wakasan!
Ang tingin sa atin ay mahinang nilalang, kamay sa tahanan at gandang may pakinabang. Ngunit ang babae ay kalahati ng mundo, tayo'y may lakas at kabalikat sa pagbabago. Ang babae,
Babae! Babae! Babae!
bigas at karapatan, sahod at katarungan, kalusugan at kasarinlan, tahanan at kalayaan, sigaw ng kababaihan.
Pang-aapi ay wakasan!
Sigaw ng kababaihan.
Pang-aapi ay wakasan!
Sigaw ng kababaihan.
Pang-aapi ay wakasan!